Folks in the house coming to you on a Monday. Kind of dreary outside by us. Got storms going on right now, so decide to do a YouTube video. What the hell? Hope everybody's doing fine and uh, in this crazy world. Just coronavirus just won't go away or get controlled. It is out of control. Oh my. Uh, Not a bad weekend. Tried to get the flowers over by my folks kind of in order and place a little bit. Trying to, the bare spots. Tried to take care of that and kind of did an okay job. Still a little work to do. But it's about that. Took my folks down to the lake yesterday just to get them out of the house, do something for them. It wasn't a bad day to do that. Otherwise, same old kind of right now. Any of you that own computers right now, Steam. It's a computer game base where you can buy games. They have a huge sale for the end of June and beginning of July for computer games. So if you're looking for something to do while coronavirus is going on, check them out. You can go to the store and get a Steam gift card for 20 bucks, and you can find a couple games for 20 bucks. And if you really search, you can play it out a little bit. I mean, there's still some expensive games out there, but I was able to get a couple games. What the heck? Give you something to do when there's bad weather and nothing else going on, and coronavirus is keeping you kind of quarantined. So that's about that. What else? 4th of July coming around the corner. That's going to be different this year, it seems like. So do what you can, enjoy. Yeah, trying to hold off on going into movie talk right away. Try to do some other talks. I did some weeding. Tried to get gladiolas. That's another thing. My gladiolas are coming up. It took a little while. I think some of them I put in a little deeper than I should have. But looks like there could be a few gladiolas that are going to bloom. Not all of them. Some of them just get the leaves and don't bloom anything. But there should be a few that are going to come up. Got to take care of that and maybe get some dirt to reinforce, because if you don't do that, they'll start leaning over, and that they don't hold that well. So that is garden talk. Folks are going to get a good, in a week's time, lettuce has come up big time. Folks are going to get a decent amount for that. And then kind of thinned out some carrots. See how that's going to work out. I could have done a little better. I'm not the thinning expert for gardening, so gave it a shot. What else is there? Spinach. They're going to have some spinach, but not a lot. Good healthy plants. I wish one or two more would have came up. I think there were a total of 3, maybe 4, but good leaves, but just not a good take that's going to come out of that. So thanks to my subscribers. Appreciate everybody that watches the videos. Anybody that makes comments, hey, knock yourself out. I love it. And playlists are out there. It's going to go with the thumbs down. Just keep adding on to it. But I decided I'm going to do the 40 trailers for that and created another thumbs down. Which tonight's movie talk is going to be more thumbs down movies than anything. Nothing extra. I guess one classic movie that was worth. I got the classic movie beats them all tonight. So I guess we'll go with the thumbs down, and then I have one that I let pass, just because I'll get to that. Alien Convergence 2017. Caroline Ivory and Stephen Brown are in this. Basically, aliens are attacking, and a group of disabled veteran soldiers take them on. So the concept is kind of good, but just one of those movies that needs more budget. I guess this one I could put on the fence, and but I decided to go with thumbs down on it. Next one for thumbs down is Quiet Hour, and that is 2014. Dakota Blue Richards and Jack McLeod Cold. Basically, alien invasion, England. A daughter and her brother try to keep their farm house safe from just strangers, and it just, I don't know, there's something there that it could have used a little more or something. So basically, people are, trying to survive, and they basically are trying to keep people away from the farmhouse. This one again, kind of on a could go. I mean, there's so many movies that probably should be in the thumbs down that I didn't do that. So kind of going that way a little bit here. Next one, Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer. I didn't even write down the year. Just walk away from it. Robert Englund, who played Freddy on Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't even. And then Trevor Matthews is in this. You're not missing anything. If you're looking for a bad movie, cheap humor, or I don't even know what to say. I don't even know why I should have walked away after about a half. I don't even think a quarter. I should have walked away. There's just some scenes that it's like, really, this is what you're gonna do for, I don't know, laughs or whatever. And next one that was on the fence, and I decided to let it go into the horror flick, is Axe Giant: The Wrath of Paul Bunyan, 2013. It's got some one-liners in it for humor-wise, and when somebody kills Babe the Blue Ox, you're just gonna have pissed off Paul Bunyan, and that's what occurs here. This could be a thumbs down movie, but I let this one slide just because of the Paul Bunyan piece of it. I'll give it a little push for it. Amber Connor and Thomas Downey are in this, but also Joe Estevez and Dan Haggerty are in this movie. Emilio Estevez, I don't know if that's his real dad or if it's his, I don't remember how that worked, but he's in this, Joe Estevez, and then Dan Haggerty, if anybody can remember, played on Grizzly Adams. And this movie is 2013, so I was kind of surprised to see Dan Haggerty, who played in that television show back in the late 70s, early 80s, I think. So that was that's about that. And finally, start to get to a movie worth watching a little bit. Home Invasion 2016. Natasha Henstridge and Scott Adkins are in this, and basically a woman and her son are at home and gets invaded, and the home security system team is able to help while they have cameras in the house There's an extra, they got the premium package and it helps out. So it's a cat and mouse on trying to get survive with invaders of the house. Uh, this one, at least, it goes up that notch from that it's not thumbs down type of movie or on the fence. And then my last one, classic movie, 1948, Fighter Squadron. Ed O'Brien and Robert Stack. And if anybody knows Robert Stack, if you get a chance, he's very young in this movie. Um, Decent World War II movie. Basically, you have a pilot that doesn't believe in regulations and bucks the system, and then it's time for him to step up to the plate. Kind of gets his reality check. So that is going to be the best movie out of this. Home Invasion second, and then the rest of them up. And again, for entertainment purposes, going to give you Axe Giant just because. Throw it out there. So that is movie talk for tonight. And again, it's dreary outside. It's just a steady rain, but there's been some thunderstorms going through, so not much else going on. Countdown to 4th of July. I'm sick of political ads. You can have that crap. I just sick of. Oh my God. I don't know if anybody. And I have the movie, and I'll probably. Well, the way it is, Brewster's Million, Richard Pryor and John Candy. He basically has to spend $30 million in 30 days. Well, he decides to buy the election, and he ends up that people start getting into him, and his campaign, he goes, I don't want to win because he can't have the money or whatever. And his thing was none of the above. And right now, I kind of hope people would maybe do that. None of the above. It is just, I'm sorry, it's awful. I mean, if this is what this country for, and now I'm going to rant, what the hell? If this is what our country's about, Republicans, Democrats, yeah, forget it. I mean, those commercials are distasteful, they're awful. I mean, it's just hate. And that's for both parties. And I don't care what anybody says. If YouTube doesn't like my video, that's up to them. But, oh my God, I am so, and people, it's only going to be July. Got this till November. I think people are going to be tearing their eyes out and trying to become, it's awful. I just can't stand. I mean, I try to do anything I can to stay away from the news. That's like happy-go-lucky. But, oh, the commercials. And they're right on top of each other, too. It isn't just you can have one and then be left alone for maybe an hour. No, you're getting commercial. If you're watching something commercial-wise, I'd think about, I don't know, DVDs or music, or just so that you don't get commercials. It's awful. And hey, if I guess if there's people out there that like that kind of thing, yeah, I can't say more power to you. Forget it. Not happening. But I'm already, it's like, turn this, I mean, if I'm over by my parents or something and those commercials come on one after the other, it's like, oh. So I guess I should go with the campaign, none of the above. 2012, there was a poll out there that, and don't quote me, but I want to say 80% of Americans wanted a third party. And the media didn't want nothing to do with that. Democrats, Republicans, they want their own little show. But 80% of Americans wanted a third party. Why isn't that being pushed? Yeah, not happening because we have to have Democrats and Republicans. My state, by the time the primary came, there was no choices. Everybody dropped out. So that's something else that needs to change is at least 30 of the states should be able to vote. I just don't see a handful of states being the decision on who's going to be the president. And people go, oh, well, they had primaries. By the time those primaries get to the other states, nobody's running. And so either they need to get November where you get some more choices, which I think should happen. I don't care if it's 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans. Just give me more choices on the national election, not the primary, but the national. And then for the primaries, I think if people are going to piss away all this money that they get, they should be forced to stay in for half the states. 25 states you have to be in before you drop out. Just think about all that money that these candidates did after New Hampshire or Iowa that dropped out. It's like, oh, I'm out. And it's like, dude, and it's like, you shouldn't even have a career. I mean, you had donors give you money, and now that's gone. And then if there is any money left, it goes to the Democratic Party or Republican Party. But for me, with the Democratic Party, you had over 20-some choices. I don't even remember. By the time it got to my state, I think it was Bernie Sanders and Biden. That was it. And so you had over, at least have 7 or 8 people to vote for when it comes to your primary. It's called a primary for a reason, but I don't get the states that are even, I think most of them are wrapped up now, but states that were doing May and June, there's like Joe Biden won the state, and he's like, nobody was running against him, so he didn't really have no challenges. And I don't know if it's that Democrats, Republicans, the media just doesn't want to deal with if you have 4 or 5 candidates trying to, get the voters, that they want that all cleared up by April, beginning of May, end of April. I think they want that all cleaned up by end of April so they can get their platforms going. It shouldn't be that way. I can't believe I'm getting into politics. I just feel that the American people are getting robbed. I would think that if you said to 50% of Americans that what we have running for president, they would say they'd want another choice. And I don't care if it's Democrat, there's the diehard Democrats and Republicans. You can't do nothing. I can't do nothing about them. But somebody's got to start saying something because this is getting ridiculous. This is all from commercials driving me up a wall, just to let you know. I don't know. Pay, instead of the commercials, why don't you just give me the money and I'll, bribe me or to vote for you. At least I get something in return. It's just that disgusting. And again, you're going to probably hear me bitch about this some more. I just wish people would realize that half the country's not getting a real say on who's running for president, and that's BS. So that's my rant for the day. I can't believe I did that. So if anybody stayed this long to watch today, thanks. And please, political comments. Hey, like I say, if you want to bash me, go for it. I don't care. People need to rant. I mean, just crazy times out there. And so take it easy, everybody. Try to enjoy. And that is it for this evening. Bye-bye.